I'll make a movie and put it on the Birchleggings site.
I mean, I made it to double O, freezing, not thinking. He said, this is going to be one I'm not making it. It's my 38th. Now, I may not even finish this. And right there, I said, I got to rob somebody of a jacket at double O. And there was my wife and my daughter with a bag and all kinds of things to give me, but no jacket. But right next to them, somebody says, here, take mine, take mine. And it's one of my very best buddies. Dave Paulson, he deserves a name. He says, you can have mine.
And his hands were cold, he was shivering, he was so cold. This cute little girl came over and took a couple of hand warmers out of her mitten and gave them to John. That's how he made it through the race.
This is true, but you know where that was? That was on K.7.
The way it came about, my friend Len said there's a ski race in northern Wisconsin. I said, let's go watch it. He says, let's go ski it. So we did. And we skied a bunch of them since. Eventually got other people to ski. And we think if we look down, there's about 200 Birkebeiners that come out of my friend Len coming and getting us to see that first one. One of the people who we were instrumental in bringing to the Birkebeiner was a person named Don Becker of Becker Law Office. Who's been so that was a very good thing to get him here. My friend Len died 3 years ago, so we sing this song for him. His legacy lives on for all the people who ski the Birkie. And kilometer 40 has a little sign that says, Len gives ski. The snow it had stopped falling sometime before the dawning, but the woods still wore her cover like a veil. The hillside shone like diamonds in that early morning sunlight. Last night's tracks were covered on the trail. Now not a word was spoken as we loaded skis and poles and headed for the lodge up the way. Right along in silence while I saw Leonard smiling, but all he said was, Jesus, what a day. It was a Birkebeiner morning, the sun was shining brightly, we were waxing blue and flying, we were moving like the best. If you've never skied the Berkey, then you don't know what I'm saying, and you don't know how it feels to put your body to the test. We waxed our skis amidst the crowd and left the lodge as they announced there's 30 minutes left to starting time. Near 1,000 people now, waiting for the gun to sound, staring up that slope they had to climb. They're wearing racing suits of every color, each one brighter than the other. My blue jeans weren't the thing to do. But Leonard said, don't you worry, not 'cause once you hear the starting gun, they all must ski just as far as you. It was about the binary morning, the sun was shining brightly. We're waxing blue, we're flying, we're moving like the best. If you've never skied a Berkey, then you don't know what I'm saying. You don't know how it feels to put your body to the test.
They were here with us. We had Sven doing his Berkey minor at age 84. We're keeping a little secret for you. We'll tell you later on. He has aged a little bit since he was here the last time. A little bit, and here he is. And for this time, we're very, very, very happy to award him the Tony Wise Berkey Spirit Award. Here's Sven, still in a box. Here's a mic.
Thank you very much, John. Yeah, okay. Something going all the time. But this little story I want to tell is a clean story. The others are not, for sure. And anyway, there were these two fellows who were sitting on the bus, and they started to talk to each other. And they introduced each other. And they had a nice visit. And when they were close to the destination, then one of them said, you said you were Norwegian descent? Yes. How come you have a Chinese name? Well, he said, you know, when we came over the boat, there were lots of immigrants, and there were 3 of us that had the same name. So when we came to New York, and that island there, where we went through the immigration, and we stuck together. My friend went up to the table, and the only thing back in those days they were interested in was your name. So the fellow told him, what's your name? Thorsen. He wrote it down and sent him off. And then my other friend came up and he said, what's your name? Thorsen. And wrote it down and sent him off. And then I came up and I knew a few words of English. See? She said, what's your name? Same thing. And
I didn't trust myself to get through this presentation. I can't because I have to read this. Stop.
John, you're on again, John.
I'm overwhelmed by how many people are here, and I'm so glad to see you. Thank you, Birchleggings, for this award and for honoring the legacy of my father. I would like to share with you what the spirit of Tony Wise means to me. Next slide, Vanna. It picked me up to take me to Telemark in the late afternoon for my ski lessons. I waited patiently in front of the house, and he was always late. But it didn't matter. I loved to ski from the first day, and that has never been any different. The instructors could hardly wait to see me because it was just about après-ski time by the time I arrived, and then they had to go out again. This photo has seen better days, but then again, so have I. Next, please. Here we all are, except my baby sister Bridget, and you can see by the ages 11, 5, 7, 3, and 9. We didn't arrange things too well back then. I don't have any summer pictures of us, but every now and then, Daddy would spring a picnic on us, and we would all pile into the Buick, and we would drive up around the back road to the top of Mount Telemark, where we would picnic at the top of the Valhalla ski run. We were raised to embrace diversity and immersed in the Native American culture. On weekends, Dad would pick up 8 to 10 kids en route to Telemark. Our Buick seating capacity was right around 12, and it featured what we will call the triple lap. Our Thanksgivings were spent with the Native Americans, and we learned how to powwow dance. I always wanted to have black hair. Skip ahead a decade, and here I am as an alpine ski instructor. We had lots of jokes about forest fairies, and there was a clear disdain for the health-oriented cross-country skiers. Nevertheless, I went to the start of the first Birchleggings and thought, you know, I really should be able to do this. So the next winter, I trained in obscurity on Lake Mendota in Madison, where I was going to college, and kept it a secret from my pals on the Alpine Ski School. Lo and behold, I won the Telemark Citizens Race that year. I edged fellow Haywardite Marlene Tremblay by a mere 45 seconds in the very last kilometer of the race. We were already on Telemark property. Stunned, my parents joined me at the finish line to figure out what in the heck had happened. And that I was helping him run the business. But it was great PR, and he was all about PR. Here in the late 70s, the Telemark Lodge dining rooms where my dad enjoyed visiting with guests, employees, and everyone else. As many of you have remarked, one of my dad's greatest legacies was his ability to create a fellowship across nations, regions, and cultures. It was truly one of the greatest joys of his life to bring people together.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sven. Happy birthday to you.
Now Donahue. Donald Eddy. Peter Enfinger. Paul Harris. Tim Kennedy. Tom Noah. Who else do we have here? Jim Hogger. Carolyn Franzen. Robert Birch. In just about 5 hours' time, some 30 miles down the line, we left the woods, we hit that frozen lake. The track was clean and we were fast, hoping that our strength would last. What we had left was all that it would take. I must admit it sure felt fine when Len and I crossed the line. We tamed the Berkey all the way. I heard applause from the crowd, and I heard Leonard laugh out loud, but all he said was, Jesus, what a day. It was a birthday fine morning, the sun was shining brightly, we were waxing blue and flying, we were moving like the best. If you've never skied a Berkey, then you don't know what I'm saying, and you don't know how it feels feels when your body meets that test. Well, winters come and winters go, and all the miles across the snow, I guess I thought that it would never end. But life don't make no never mind. Sometimes fate is far from kind. Sometimes it reaches out and takes a friend. Then I'm standing at the starting line, remembering all those other times, thinking about that day so long ago. And Len, we sure do miss you, but you know you're always with us anytime our skis are on the snow. And on those Birchleggings mornings when the sun is shining brightly, when we're waxing blue and flying, then we think of you, old friend. We remember all those turkeys when you skied along beside us. We know that you'll be watching when we ski on to the end. It's a Birchleggings morning, the sun is shining brightly, we're waxing blue and flying, we're moving like the best. If you've never skied a Birkie, then you don't know what I'm saying, and you don't know how it feels to put your body to the test.